I pull up in foreign whips. Ay, touch your leg with my fingertips. You looking in that rear view. Yeah, do you listen, then you blow a kiss. It's something about the way that your silhouette do a pirouette, the form of two naked bodies in bed. Yeah, a beat sting only for a taste. The spring revives whatever winter. Until you ever feel it was never real. Like everything we built was only time to kill. I never was the one to rely on. And if you're up, leave a light on.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Welcome back to the channel. Gang Fam Squad, what is up? Back in Kurt's garage this winter. Fortunate enough that he lets me use this heated space to work on all the cars. We got the 350Z here today, and we're doing three things. One, now that we're static, my under tray is basically now a snowplow. So I have one big fat ice cube under the car. So we got to take the under tray off. Two, we have some eyelets for the front. These 350Z headlights aren't really cutting it for me. Last but not least, now that we have the suspension basically max out, the front coilovers are mint. The fitment, beautiful. The rears, not so much. We got a little bit of gappage. We're gonna notch the coilovers today. I don't know if any other 350Z has done this. I haven't really looked either, so maybe it's my partisan for ignorance, but we're running BC coilovers. They're not the extreme lows, and we did get them used because we are cheap out here. But we're gonna notch the rears. Hopefully, we're gonna get rid of this gap, bring it down, have like maybe 5-10 millimeter of sidewall. We got the wet VIN shoes on. That video dropped already, and there's no way I'm riding around like this for the edit. We did have our rear fenders rolled a couple videos ago, so clearance isn't gonna be a problem. So I think we'll start with the easy stuff first. We'll tackle the front end. Let's get it started. Thank you guys. Let's get it. Okay, so the car is up. Eyelids came out really nice. They were only like 50 bucks online, so not bad at all. Now I'm laying on the floor, about to be in some pools, and I'm going to take the under splash guard off because it's just been collecting snow for the past couple of days because we couldn't really get it in the garage. But wait till you see when I pull this out. It's actually the same iceberg that sunk the Titanic, easily. There days.
Wow, that thing's pretty intricate.
Johnny did that, by the way. Thanks, John. You fuck. We're going to take the lower portion, basically the bottom of the coilover, and where the holes are, to put it into the hub assembly, we're going to move those holes up the amount that we want to close this in. So we're basically kind of notching it, sort of. It shouldn't mess with the structural integrity because the steel or aluminum or whatever material the coilover is made out of is exactly the same width So it's as strong as the hole. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna move the holes up an inch. That's gonna give us an inch of a drop because it's gonna bring the actual coilover down, which means we have to jack the whole assembly up an extra inch. This should give us the fitment that we want. So we're gonna do one side at a time, measure it out, and we'll make these as precise as possible. And hopefully after this, the fitment's gonna be mint. Mwah. The game plan is, here's the bolt up, the bolt right here that goes through the coilover. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move this, raise it higher, and it brings the whole coilover down. And like I said, I haven't really seen anybody slot these before, so we might be the first ones, or maybe anyone that did it died. We don't really know. But basically we're just gonna take this hole and extend it and bring it up here, get a good 2 inches out of it, and call it a day. Okay, so we have the driver side rear strut out. This suspension system came with a strut and a spring. So we already maxed the spring out as low as it can go. That's cool. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take these holes and we're gonna relocate them up here. And that is gonna give us the gap that we need to get the stance that we need. So we're gonna mark some stuff up, measure some stuff, and then we're gonna get drilling. Okay, so we are modifying the bottom of the coilover to clear the knuckle once we have our new holes done. So here is, you can see the shelf that comes down or whatever. So if we would have left this alone, the knuckle, if we ever hit anything, would have smacked it. We ended up clearing out another side. We're probably gonna mask this off, tape it so it doesn't get corroded. Now that that shelf is gone, it gives us more room. We can bring our holes up even farther to get the perfect fitment that we need. So we're just slowly but surely grinding this stuff down, and then we'll measure out our holes, drill 2 new ones, flatten out the sides like it is here. You can see the flatness compared to how round it is, and then this one will be done. And then the second one always goes faster no matter what. So finish sanding this down, holes, and this side will go back in. Okay, so now that we actually went and filed this out, we have way more room, clearance on the knuckle. We don't literally need it sitting on the knuckle, but we just need it to clear a little bit so we could do the new bolt. Here's the old hole, here's the new one that we're gonna do, and that should give us the stance that we need. So, after many bits, we use Kurt's drill press. We have the new holes approximately 1 inch away from the other ones, like the OEM. So these are the ones that came with, these are the ones we have now. We're gonna mount it. Can you focus, please? Get it together.
Show them the bolt.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Look at this mint fitment. You ready? So here's the OEM lower strut bolt, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Here's the OEM. Okay. Mint. Here's our new one. Mint. Killed it. Since it is on a bucket spring and strut system, the spring is now too long to allow the amount of travel that we need to slam. So we're gonna regroup, come back another day, and we're just gonna modify the new spring the same amount that we modified the strut. It might throw the preload off a little bit, anything like that, but hey, it's better than stacking washers on the strut like the rest of you maniacs. So like I said, we will regroup, retackle this again. But we know what we're doing now, so the other side will be a breeze. And I guess we will pick this back up when I have a plan B. So until then, you know, we'll be here. Okay, what is up? We're back. It is day 2. Car's back in the garage. We are going to continue where we left off. Okay, so to catch you guys back up, you know we slotted. Oh, let's bring that back. You know we put new slots in the coilovers, gave the room for the knuckle. Now what this did, brought this whole hub assembly, like everything, it brought it up an inch. So to make do with everything else, because it's not a true coilover, so you have weight on the spring as well. We took the spring pins that we were using and we took off exactly 1 inch. Now, if everything's right, the load bearing should be exactly the same because we moved up 1 inch on the overall height of the assembly. So we took 1 inch off the height of the assembly spring. So technically everything should still be good. We're gonna slap it all right in and see if all our calculations are okay. We're gonna roll it off the wood, but this is how it currently sits. Not bad. We can always raise it, no problem, because that perch on the top hat, 2 collar rings, we can raise it if we need to, but we're gonna put it off the wood and see how the stance is for now. Okay, so she's back on the ground, and might I say, the fitment is mint. So we have the fronts here, didn't modify anything besides just the coilovers they're on. They're BC, they're not even extreme lows. We talked about the specs in the last video. Here's the new fitment on the back. Super happy with it whatsoever. Oh my lord. Very nice, just like right where I need it. I'll go bigger tire next time around. I could have went a little more stretch. I have a little bit of room in here, but that's about it. So that came out really good. Now I'm going to show you it compared to the other side, and then we'll do a quick recap of how we did it. So it sits way more evenly now. We absolutely nailed it. Like, it looks sick. So like, this is the side we did, and this is the side that we're going to do. But like I said, you can see the back fitment way weaker. You see the gap. I mean, honestly, this side even lowered because that side's lower, but it was even worse than this. But it looks pretty good. So we're gonna tackle the backs. And then once we do the back, we're gonna do a recap of everything we did. This literally cost us $0.00. Just a couple hours along. Okay, so the one side is done. We're doing the other strut right now. The one on the top. There's the OEM hole. This is the new one that we did. And so we're gonna be able to put our shock lower. So this is where we're getting the extra room from. I guess if you're OCD and wanted, you could cut the ends off and just run the new holes. But we used a drill press and we just used the one side and guided it through the other, so it's pretty straight, as you can see. So now we're gonna modify the new spring, put it back together, and this side doesn't look as good because it's jacked up now, but we're stancing. We'll be stanced out very soon. Okay, so the one side is done. We're doing the other strut right now. The one on the top, there's the OEM hole. This is the new one that we did. And so we're gonna be able to put our shock lower. It's pretty straight, as you can see. So it's a new one, same size as the old, an inch apart from the center of the original circle is how you wanna go. So now we're gonna modify the new spring, put it back together, and this side doesn't look as good because it's jacked up now, but we're stancing. We'll be stanced out very soon. So just suspension, the only thing we're on is the coilovers, not the extreme lows, just the regular BR coilovers, nothing else. That's the only suspension modification that's like on this car. There's no camber arms or nothing. 90 by 10 in the front, 90 by 11 in the rear. The back fitment, it just wasn't there. There was too much a gap. It didn't match the front. The rocker lines were too bad of an angle. So what we ended up doing is we modified the suspension so it would sit even lower in the back. And mind you, this took us 4 hours of our time and didn't cost us a dime. It did not cost us shit. So this is literally like a free mod. There's like a couple things that you can do, and we're gonna go over them right now. First off, your front coilovers and rear coilovers come with locking rings. You can remove every single one but one if you want. That'll give you like half an inch, depending on how many you have in your system. That's the one thing to do. We did that previously when we put these on the first time. Still wasn't really low enough for us. You know, we're riding dirty out here, so we wanted to go as static as possible. You know, with me still daily driving this on winter Ohio roads. So, you know, we got this far. So, front, literally no modifications besides just taking the locking rings out. So, like, anybody can do that. That's really, like, not that hard to do. It's pretty self-explanatory. Down to the back, as you saw, we took the actual strut. The strut and the spring are two separate units. If you're not running true coilovers, the 350Zs have a bucket system, so a spring will sit in that, and then the strut sits outside of that. So we wanted to go just an inch lower because we measured lip to fender right here is 2 inches. So previously we were running 3 inches on the back, so we did some simple math, an inch off. We should get everything even, everything should be centered, it should ride good, whatever. Measured it out, came 3. To take an inch off, what we did is we actually made new pilot holes an inch up from the original holes in the coilover. Now I guess you could cut those off if you want, but we also shaved some room so it would clear the knuckle. So if you hit something really hard and you go to hit the rebound, that it wouldn't clink or you wouldn't hear any metal on metal. Also want that spring to match. So we took an inch off the spring, we put an inch up on the struts. This is a new fitment, like I said, no mods. We got here at 9 today, it's 12 o'clock now, so we wrapped it up. And it fits pretty good. Front lip coming soon. Camber arms probably to tuck the back out. You know, got the wedge, 19 by 10, 19 by 11, 12 offset. And you know, for static, it doesn't look too bad at all. And I'm happy that it came out, so. Thanks friends for all the help. Thanks guys for all the views, subs, new, you get the drill. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.